Welcome everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart. And today we're getting ready to go over here and have an update on the onions. I'm going to tell y'all what I decided to do after reviewing some of your comments and receiving an email from one of our subscribers. I'm going to tell you what I decided to do. I'm going to show you what I decided to do. Alright you all, so these are my onions. I just fertilized them. These were the onions that I cut back a few weeks ago. And as you can see, new growth has already started again, right? And as you could also see, I just put fertilizer around the base of the bulbs, okay? And I'm getting ready to water that in. Now, let me show you all. You see the new growth on the onions after cutting them back? And you see how healthy these onions look. I mean, they just look so good to me, okay? And so do these. These onions look really good. If it wasn't for the fertilizer, I could show you just how large some of these bulbs are getting. They still have about 8 weeks in the ground. Oops. They still have about 8 weeks in the ground. So they have plenty of time to grow, right? Work all of that in. But they still have plenty of time, okay? Now, you all, you see these onions. You see how we cut the tops back, or I cut the tops back, and you see how well they are regrowing tops, okay? I love this. But some of you said, Mrs. Homestead Heart, your soil is so good, you don't have to worry about cutting, you don't have to worry about removing the soil away from your bulbs so they can grow, and you don't have to bother with cutting the tops, okay? So I saw your email. There's Ebony. She follows me everywhere. I mean, literally, just like those turkeys. Hey, girlfriend. So I took your advice, and I said, let me try it. Let me see how it would work if I did not pull the soil away from the onion bulbs to allow them to swell, and I'm not going to cut the onion tops, okay? So you see these? Okay. You see that? Now let's look at the ones that I did not cut. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like this. This is an absolute mess to me. Okay? As you can see, look at all the folded over tops, right? You can see them. They're just all folded over. Some of them folded over, fell on the ground, and started dying back, right? Just look down. Well, I cleaned out a lot of them already, but a lot of them like this had fallen over on the ground, just like this, and they were dying, and the tops are very heavy. Just look. To me, this is just an absolute mess. I don't like it. I don't like it. So I am going to come through here and cut these tops off. I have allowed several weeks to see what this would look like. And I'm going to be honest with you, I just don't like it. However, you were right about me not having to remove the soil away from the bulbs. Some of them I did have to pull the soil back because, again, I planted these onions so deep to make sure that they were strong enough, you know, to take root in the ground. I didn't want anything to come, no winds to come and knock them over and all of that, you know. So I planted them pretty deep. So some of them, because I did plant them so deep, I did have to go back and remove the soil from some of them. But this one, like these, I did not. You see that? It just started pushing its way up through the soil, and it looks really good. Look at there. So yeah, you were absolutely correct. You were absolutely correct about that. I did not have to go and move the, because our soil is light and fluffy. I mean, it's just like really light and fluffy. So it did work its way up. But again, some of them, like this one, it was so deep that I had to go and move the soil back. But as you can see, that bulb is a lot smaller as well. Oops, there we go. That bulb is a lot smaller than all of the others. Yeah, let's move that back some more so you can kind of get an idea. Girlfriend, good gracious. So, but you all, I really did not have to do much like I did with the other onions in the way of removing that soil. I didn't have to do it so extensively with these like I did the others. So what I am going to do is I am going to come through and cut these tops back. They are heavy and they are ugly, and I could have used these. You know, I could have used these tops and cut them when they were nice and, man, look good and healthy, and put those in my dehydrator and in my freezer, but I left them. But that's okay. I still have some that look quite good. I still have some, a lot of the new growth. It looks quite good. And I'm gonna, and these right here as well. These right here as well. They still look good, even though it's like new growth. I can come back and cut those tops, some of them, and just use them fresh, right? But these I'm gonna give a nice hard cutting on these, because I need these onions to, you know, not just, you know, produce good bulbs and good healthy green onions to eat, you know, but when I look at them, I also want it to look good too. I don't want it to be just a mess of an onion bed. Okay, so yeah, see, look, all of this, and I've still had to come out and take off the flowering heads as they emerge. I have to take those off so that my onions can go ahead and, you know, keep putting that energy into bulb production. But so far so good. Again, they got about 8 more weeks in the ground, 7 weeks, but I'm going to give them maybe about 8 weeks in the ground. And yeah, but that's them. You could tell me your thoughts. What do you think about cutting them back versus not cutting them back? Pulling the soil away versus not pulling this. Here's another one that I need to pull the soil away from because this planet's so deep. See there? Look at how deep that is. Can you see it? Look at how deep down that is. Yeah, I have definitely got to do that because this baby here was planted super deep. Look at that. Yeah, so some of them were planted really deep, deeper than others, which is the reason why I pulled the soil back in the first place, because they were planted so deep. But others are looking really good. But now I got to work that fertilizer in and get that watered in, because yes, I'm still feeding the plants every 3 weeks or so with a light dose of nitrogen and a heavy dose of bone meal. And some people use ammonium sulfate to fertilize their onions, but I've decided not to use ammonium sulfate. You know, I think I would just like to continue with what is more natural in the garden, and I may not get those massive bulbs that you might get with using ammonium sulfate, but I'm okay with the size bulbs that I see, you know, growing in this garden right here, which is the perfect size for us anyway, right? I don't need a gigantic onion bulb. I just need a nice size onion to use in my meal. See, a bulb like this. See, this is like, even at this size, that's a good size. Ma'am, what? That's a good size onion bulb for me, you know, and I would, you know, well, maybe just a tad bit bigger, but that's still like right on point with the size onions that I prefer to use every day in my meal, because I use an onion a day. A garlic clove or garlic powder every day in our meals for dinner. So, yeah, that's a good size for me. No matter what I'm putting it on, I will use an entire onion for me and Mr. H's dinner. Okay, So, yeah. Y'all tell me what you think in the comment section below. Alright, y'all, so that's going to do it. You tell me what you think about the method that I prefer to use when growing my onions versus the no cutting of the tops. I don't know, you all. I just don't like the way that looks. When the tops on onions will get to the point where some of them will just start to bend over, and you can then break them off, right? But I would rather break them off before they get to that point and still have a delicious looking green onion to either dehydrate, freeze, or use fresh, okay? So, yeah, tell me what you think in the comment section below, all right? Well, y'all, that's going to do it for the onion update. I am going to go ahead now and do another video on the update on the watermelon patch. Woohoo! Looking good. Okay? All right, y'all, that's going to do it. Thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and give our video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video that we upload to our channel. Thank you all again for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I'm going to see y'all in the next video.